Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for guitarlessons365.com. Today we're going to take a look at Waste a Moment by Kings of Leon. So for a lot of this song, we have two guitar parts going on that are different, but come together to create a nice full sound. So that happens a lot with Kings of Leon. So we are in standard tuning here. I'm going to take a look at this thing phrase by just as it goes from beginning to end here. So let's take a look at this beginning. Now the intro starts with some harmonics. So we just have this. Let's do actual harmonics here. And then we have this. So let me turn the volume down just a little bit. So we have this. So it's just a harmonic across the 7th fret of the G, B, and the high E strings together. And then you're going to quickly do the harmonic on the high E, and then the B string at the 7th fret. All right, and now we have a rhythm guitar line chord that comes in here. It's just a D major bar chord here. So there's a lot of bar chords here. We're gonna have the 10th fret, full bar, major bar chord, and a really aggressive strumming. So I'm doing a quick down, up, down, 16th note burst, and then doing some continual 8th notes down strum. So with all right, so this is just the intro here. Now over that we have a guitar melody line starting to be played, and it sounds like this. All right, so what's going on here? We just have the open D string rotating against the melody note being played on the G string. So you're gonna pick the open D string with a downstroke. And now we're gonna pick the upstroke on the G string. We're gonna start here at the 11th fret. So we have this. So just go back and forth between those two, letting them ring. And then you go up to the 12th fret on the G string, you play that twice. Still alternate between the open D string. And then take it down to the 4th fret there on the G string, still alternating with the open D. Then the melody note goes to the 7th fret on the G, and then down to the 2nd fret on the G. So all together. And then you come back. So basically when it starts over, he's still hanging out on this A note, which is the 2nd fret on the G. And then he comes back up to the 11th fret note there to pick that twice before going back through the same lick again. So we have this. All right, so you're gonna see that a lot throughout the song, that same melody. He does alter it once in the 2nd verse, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So now let's talk about the actual verse. When the vocals come in, the lower guitar riff going on is this. All right, so now he's just still kind of holding the bar chord shapes, which he plays for most of the song. And he's just really picking the bottom 2 strings with a heavily palm muted. So we're picking so you're still holding this D chord, say the D major chord shape. And you're gonna pick the low E string twice with a downstroke, and then an upstroke on the A string. That's the pattern. So it's just 3-note pattern. So do that 4 times. Then after that 4th time of playing the pattern in full, you're going to pick the note with a downstroke on the A string and slide it down to the 9th fret on the A. And you basically move the whole shape with it, and then do the same picking there 3 times. And then once again, after 3 times, you're going to pick the note with a downstroke on the A string, slide down to the 5th fret there on that finger at least, and you're holding that full chord shape now at the 3rd fret, and you pick that picking pattern once. So we have this. Let's start over. So just remember 4, 3, 1. That's how many times you pick the picking pattern. They're the 10th, then the 7th, and then the 3rd fret. Now over that, the same open D string melody happens. So basically doing that same thing that we did in the intro. Now before you get to that melody line though, over the verse, there's kind of like a big chorusy guitar effect, just a layer. He's playing a regular D major chord. So we hear that happen, and then he'll come in with the melody line itself. Now from there we get to the chorus. Now the chorus, what they do live sounds slightly different where you kind of really sound like on the album. I'll explain it when we get there, and you can do what you want with it. All right, so one guitar line definitely does this. All right, so that's just that full D major chord, at the 10th fret. Then go down to the 7th fret, lift up that 2nd finger to make it a B minor chord. And then move it all the way down to the 3rd fret here. Back to the major shape by laying that 2nd finger back down. So. All right, other guitar player does this. Live, he does this. So he goes to that G, but on the recording it actually sounds like this. So I'll show you both versions, and the one you like the sound of the best, you can do it. But I know live, he just goes straight to the G. So his live version, this D major chord, and he goes from the D to a G, and then to a B minor bar chord down here instead of here. So that's at the 2nd fret, bar across 5 strings, 4th fret on the D, 4th fret on the G, and 3rd fret on the B string. Into a G chord. So just like this. Now, maybe more closer to what the album does is actually a little easier to play. We have the D chord, then make it a D sus4, and then back to a D chord. Then you go to the B minor and the G. All right, now coming out of the chorus, we have this little guitar melody that happens multiple times in the song. It sounds like this. Pretty simple. So we have this. This is the first phrase. 14, 12, 14, 10. These are all in the high E. Then the next phrase, which is 14, 12 twice down to 10. So all together so far. All right, next phrase. So that's up to the 14th fret again. This time play it with your second finger so you can grab the 15th fret on the B string and play 15, 14, 12. So we have this. All right, and now the next phrase. So that's just playing 14 on the high E, then 12, and then doing a slow whole step bend. So you got to bend upward with your, if you really want to, you can do it like that if you want, if you like bending with your third finger. And then we're back to kind of how the melody was the first time we heard it. It just ends there on the 10. So all together for that melody. So underneath that is just the regular verse guitar riff from before the. All right, so in the second verse, the melody on top, instead of ending like the normal, it does this. Just takes that 11, 12, then up to 14. That's right when you're leading back into the chorus. All right, so that chorus is the same, and then we have an extended, coming out of that chorus, we have that little melody guitar part again, which is played the same way, but it's just kind of extended with the same melodies. And they change the harmony underneath it, like halfway through it. And the harmony that's being played underneath it is an A major to B minor, that same B minor, and then down to G. So all bar chords. All right, and then it goes back to the chorus. All right, so the only thing we have to learn now is the ending melody, which is just slightly different. It sounds like this. All right, so what's going on there? It's the same melody. So you just get all the way up to the 7th fret, and then just grab the 10th fret on the B. And that ends the song. All right, so it's a good one. It's a fun one to play. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for guitarlessons365.com.